One of the main reasons for setting up this channel was to try and get people a bit more engaged with financial planning. You are welcome to Wealth Worth. If you are new here, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more interesting videos. When I got started in this profession, it surprised me how much I learned about personal finance, which is really essential, which we don't really sit people down and go over it. Yet it can have a massive impact on people's lives. In this video, I'm going to go over 10 things schools don't teach you about money you don't need a reason to save. This may seem obvious, but understanding this is huge. So often saving is considered with a goal in mind. Be it a house, car, or whatever. Saving for a goal makes sense in a predictable world, but our world isn't predictable. The ability to understand that in life, putting a bit of money, even if you don't have a specific purpose for it, can be the difference between incredible amounts of stress when those unpredictable moments come up and being okay. So saving is boring, isn't it? Yes, it is. Although what the outcome of saving can bring you that can genuinely change your life going forward, however, if you are always only doing it when it's in preparing for a specific goal, which, let's face it, is normally buying a thing, then it can then get entirely depleted. If that happens, then you will lose the real benefit of having savings. The protection and flexibility against uncertainty. You are your most valuable asset. This has two meanings in this statement. The first is a broader statement to say you need to invest in yourself, your skills, and your health as much as possible, as you are likely the biggest wealth creator. So improving this makes sense. The second is really underappreciated. You really need to think about insuring yourself if you haven't already. Chances are your entire financial plan is reliant on your ability to get up and go to work, your human capital. There is good debt and bad debt. So the distinction here is debt taken out for an asset that is going to grow in value over time. The most common one tends to be buying your home. Now, it is possible to go bankrupt on good debt if it's not managed right, but it's just about creating that distinction between the two and what they can do for future you. Good debt tends to be secured on the value of an asset that can grow over time. So really, you are taking out leverage in the hope it will increase your net worth for the future. Does that mean you are guaranteed to turn out better? Of course not. But you are paying interest and getting something back in return. The expected growth of the asset. Bad debt is generally unsecured debt that has no real purpose, apart from allowing you to purchase whatever it is at the outset. The problem with bad debt is that it starts small but compounds. Let's be clear. This is dead money. You gain nothing from it. You are making a bank richer at your expense. What do you get at the end? Nothing. Unlike building wealth, you're in a position now where your time has gone from working for you to against you. You can make more as an entrepreneur than as an employee in school. The focus is often on preparing students to become employees rather than entrepreneurs. Education systems can be designed to produce individuals who can fit into the corporate structure, keep their heads down, and work hard, so they can pay taxes to feed the system. While this is a valuable and necessary path for many people, it is important to recognize that there are alternative routes to financial success. Entrepreneurship offers the opportunity to break free from the limitations of a fixed salary and traditional employment. By starting your own business or pursuing entrepreneurial ventures, you have the potential to earn significantly more money, sometimes 10 or 100 times more than what may be possible as an focusing on return on time as a metric. People often are trained by traditional school systems to think of their value in terms of wages per hour as an employee. But if you can make the leap to being an entrepreneur, you can put a system in place that allows other people or technology to fulfill systemic needs and amplify your return on time. To illustrate this principle, consider a simple business example involving a teenager offering yard work services to neighbors. Initially, the teen could work directly for neighbors at a rate of $20 per hour, earning $160 per day for an 8-hour workday. Instead of performing all the yard work alone, the teen can hire other peers in the neighborhood to fulfill the tasks at a lower rate, say $10 per hour. The teen currently earns only $80 in profit, but as an entrepreneur can have as many clients as there are other neighborhood teens who are willing to be employees. By going door to door on Saturdays to secure one new recurring client per week, the teen can add $80 per week in recurring profits. doubling earnings to $320 in only 4 weeks. Imagine if the team found 10 new clients. Of course, scaling the business involves taking on additional challenges, such as coordinating with others, investing in equipment like a truck, and assuming some risk. However, by embracing these difficulties and putting in the hard work, the potential rewards can be far greater. The real cost of spending: when you spend money outside of essentials, you are actually spending the difference between what you earn and what your expenses are. Suppose that fresh out of college, you earn $3,200 a month after taxes. If your expenses amount to $3,100, you are saving $100 per month. This scenario is not much different than being an employee, since the return on time is limited to the number of hours worked. However, if the team takes on the challenge of finding new clients and hiring other peers to fulfill the yard work, the team can amplify their return on time. If you can find ways to reduce your expenses to $2,700 per month, you will be able to save an extra $400 per month. This allows you to save for retirement or achieve financial freedom at a rate 5 times faster than before. Another way to think about it is that when you engage in unnecessary or discretionary spending, you are not just paying for a specific item. You are also using up the margin or the difference between your income and expenses. Let's use the example above of $2,700 in non-discretionary expenses, with savings of $500. If you increase expenses by $300, that reduces your savings for the month by 60%, from $500 to $200, even though $300 is only 10% of your total $3,000 in expenses. You are first spending all the money necessary for essential expenses like rent, utilities, phone bills, and insurance. After taking care of these expenses, the remaining margin is what you can save for retirement or invest in a business venture that could potentially lead to financial independence. A degree may have the worst ratio of time and money invested compared to alternatives, while obtaining a college degree may have been the traditional route to employment success in the past. It is no longer the only path to differentiation in today's job market. There are hundreds of ways to build your personal brand to make yourself more employable, unique, and valuable. Let's say your degree cost an average of $100,000, and it took you 4 years to finish. I would argue that other things cost 1/100th of the price and time you spent on that degree, that add more perceived credibility to your name. For example, my first book, Raising an Executive, was a major catalyst in terms of building my personal brand and name credibility. It garnered me multiple spots on TV and radio, and I believe it was the tipping point for several clients who chose to work with me. It took me only a few weeks to write the book and leverage marketing tactics to make it a #1 bestseller on Amazon. The credibility I gained from this experience was significantly higher than getting my degree, which is very rarely brought up in a professional context. There are several other low-cost and time-efficient ways to build your personal brand and differentiate yourself in your field. Pursuing certifications, seeking mentorship from prominent industry figures, engaging in public speaking, starting a nonprofit related to your field, or contributing to media publications, all can be effective. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.